Hey, what's up, BookTube? I thought I'd bring you outside today on this scorchingly hot day to film an update video. It's 87 degrees right now, which doesn't sound like hot, but heat index is like around 100, and our temperature's supposed to get up into the mid-90s later today. So right now it's only 20 minutes after 10 in the morning. Whew, it's going to be a scorcher. Anyway, I thought I'd film this before my iPad melts. This is a reading update slash Manga Readathon wrap-up. I've been reading a lot of manga lately. It kind of just, after the readathon, I just didn't stop. I'm also kind of using it to catch up on some manga that I'm already involved in, and also to catch up a little bit at my Goodreads. I'd fallen a bit behind during my little gap of not reading back in February, and I think I was like 9 books behind. I'm still about 5 books behind, but I'm sure I'll catch up pretty quickly reading manga. So anyway, the Manga Readathon was a week-long reading of manga. It had a couple different challenges. I think I fulfilled about 3, maybe 4 of the 7 challenges. First one was read one of the oldest mangas you've had on your shelf, and that would be the Full Metal Alchemist series. I read 5 volumes out of these omnibuses. I read 11 and 12 out of this one, and then 13, 14, and 15 out of this one. One of the other challenges was also to continue reading a series, so obviously once I continued reading more volumes, that fulfilled both of those challenges. Really great manga series to get into if you're looking for something to start on. I think I have all the volumes at home, so I'm hoping to finish this one off. Hopefully this year, we'll see. Then another challenge was to read the shortest series, and for that, the only thing I really had, at least at home, was this 2, I think these are omnibuses as well. I think it might be 2-in-1s, but this is a just 2-book series. I just saw Barnes & Noble has a blurb on there. That's kind of unusual, a store blurb. But this is a manga in space, and I'd won this in a giveaway quite some time ago, and finally got around to reading this. This is by Makoto Yukimura, and obviously it takes place in space. Really, really nice artwork, really crisp and clean, some pretty good detail. I love the space scenes. There you go. And it follows pretty much 3 astronauts who work on a sanitation ship. Their job is to go around in orbit and clean up all the space junk that's out there, because it's a hazard. It's a traveling hazard, as we find out very early on. As one of the astronauts, Yuri, he and his wife are traveling on a sort of ship in orbit, and it's struck. This is the ship here, and it's struck by some space debris. It shatters the window, and he manages to survive, but his wife dies in the catastrophe that follows. So Yuri and his friend Fee, she is kind of more of a pilot, and then there's also Hachi. These 3 work on this one particular ship. It's known as DS-12, and their job is to clean up the atmosphere. And we're following their lives. I thought at first it was going to follow mostly Yuri, because of the tragedy he faced in the very beginning. That's how the story opens up, and instead it does kind of branch out from there. It seems to follow more Hachi's character through most of the series. This is volume 2, the cover of it, and that's Hachi right there. Each character seems to be searching for some purpose in their life or some closure to situations, particularly Yuri after the death of his wife. I thought it was a pretty good depth of character. Fee, I don't know, she's just basically searching for some place to smoke a cigarette. She's definitely addicted to cigarettes, but we find more of her character. And each character had very good character development within them. Hachi goes through the most, like I said. So it seemed, as you read the manga, the series, you seem to be really focused on that particular character. But at least all of them have progression in their lives and their development as characters, and made it all very, really interesting, and I really enjoyed it. It's a bit slow paced, and there's other things going on as well. It's Earth's kind of desire to expand out into space, and there's like a group, of course, terrorists that kind of want to stop people from doing that, and so there's that other element of suspense and things going on as well. apologize if you hear humming in the distance, but the dryer vent is right over here and got the dryer going on. So anyway, so that took care of another challenge, and another challenge was to read something new, a new manga series. So I had this one at home, a couple volumes of it, and this is Pluto. This is volumes 1 and 2, and it's basically by Naoki Urasawa, but it's based on a character in a manga called Astro Boy, which was created by Osamu Tezuka, who has since passed away. And so this particular manga series is co-authored with Takashi Nagasaki, who I believe is related to Osamu Tezuka. Supervised by Makoto Tezuka, but co-authored by this other person. So together they've kind of created something new. Now, I have not read Astro Boy, I don't know anything about it, but with Pluto, you have a murder kind of a serial killer on the loose, and he's murdering, there's like these 7 great robots within the world. One of them is our detective character here, and there's this other boy as well. They are robots. They look very human. There's something special about their abilities. And so someone is methodically killing off these robots, and also humans that are sort of in the robotic world. They have some kind of connection to these robots as well. And at the murder scene, each one seems to have like horns attached either to the robot part or the humanoid. And so he is setting up to try to solve this kind of serial crime. The artwork is really, really good, as always with Urasawa, one of my favorites, and I'm finding it intriguing. Has hints of like kind of Asimov with the laws of robotics and things like that in there. So I'm looking forward to continuing this series. So that kind of was everything I read for the Manga Readathon, this little stack here. But I kept reading. I was in a manga reading mood, so I picked up Monster. Again, Naoki Urasawa. This is 2-in-1s. This is by this is volume 5. Okay, and so technically, what was that? 9 and 10, because there's 2 in each one. But it's just a really, really intriguing series of a doctor, a brain surgeon basically, who saves the life of a young boy who ends up becoming a serial killer, and the crimes are kind of inadvertently linked back to the doctor, so he's like the main suspect, and you have a detective that's tracing him, tracking him down, and in the meantime, the doctor's trying to track down the boy who's now a young man and try and stop him from all these killings, and it is just so intriguing, and the artwork is fantastic. I read 1, and then I couldn't put it down, and so I read volume 5, and then volume 6, 7, 8, and eventually I finished the series this morning, volume 9. So because they're 2-in-1, so we have about 18 volumes right here. So as you can see, I've been reading a lot of manga lately. But it is such a great series. Although I will say that the last volume of Monster, I have questions. There's an interesting surprise kind of thing, that a revelation to the whole series. But the very last few pages with a certain person in a hospital bed, whether that was an imagined conversation or what it all quite meant. If you've read the series, if you could let me know. Put spoiler down first at the comment, and then kind of a gap, and then comment about it, because I'm a little confused at that very ending bit. The last few pages of the series. So if you can elaborate a little bit more, I'm going to kind of go back and look at it and read other comments and see if I can understand it better. But I hate when there's that little bit of confusion at the end. I want everything wrapped up in a neat little package sometimes, but that's just me. So I'm going to move on a little bit as to what I'm reading currently, and also a little bit of a haul. Because I was such on a manga kick, I picked up some more manga. And the first 3, I actually went back to Barnes & Noble for the first time since being laid off. It was it was weird. I'd been very hesitant about going back, just uncomfortable feeling about it all. Not that anybody in the store had anything to do with the situation of being laid off. You know, no animosity to anybody. They're, you know, my extended family, and it was great seeing a lot of them. But it was also tough seeing how stressed out they all are, and how spread thin they are. It doesn't make for healthy feeling for the employees, nor a comfortable and welcome atmosphere for the customers. So that is all unfortunate. But moving on from there, what I did pick up was these three manga. Being new ones, I wasn't able to get them at work. So I picked up omnibus number 6 of I Am a Hero. This is a zombie apocalypse series that it is just absolutely fascinating. It takes place in Tokyo with kind of an unusual hero, you might say. I've talked about this a little bit before, and these are 2-in-1s as well. And then I picked up Blue Exorcist. This is something I'm currently about to start reading. This is volume 19 by Katsue Kato. I absolutely love this series. Oh, this one is Kengo Hanazawa. I have to mention that. But this is like one of my absolute favorite series. I really, really enjoy this one. They're kind of demon hunters, and exorcists are demon hunters, but it's a group of students who are learning to become exorcists, and the challenge is faced by one of them who happens to be part demon himself. So that's a really, really great series. And then I didn't even know about this one. This is Orange Future by Ichigo Takano. I'd read Orange. It's a 2-part omnibus, rather fat one, kind of a slice of life type thing. And this is, I guess, part of the same story, but from a different perspective of one of the characters. The fate of present and future timelines unfold. Yeah, it switches points of view. That's all I know. I might have to refresh my memory on events of the original manga before I pick up this one, but yeah, I really enjoyed the original series, so I was happy to find out there's some kind of extension to it. But currently I'm reading this one. And then at Half Price Books, I picked up a couple more manga. One of them is a continuation of Pluto. This is volume 3, so looking forward to continuing that pretty soon. I picked up another in the Urasawa catalog here. He writes quite a few, and this is 20th Century Boys, and it is volume 2. Why do I have to? Oh yeah, because I already have volume 1 at home. I have not read this series at all yet. I like his characters. They're really quite interesting. Although sometimes some of his characters do tend to look alike. Sometimes it can be a little tricky keeping track of them, or from series to series you see a lot of similar faces, but I still really enjoy the artwork within it. So looking forward to checking this one out. I've heard some good things about the series. And then Inyo Asano, I picked up Goodnight Pun Pun. It's a strange character. I don't know, it's just how he sees himself or what. But I've heard good things about this, and I like Asano's work. He did Solanin, which is really good. Those kind of melancholy, slightly tragic slice of life mangas, but it was really quite good. And I don't really know anything about this. It doesn't really tell you. Let's see. Meet. Okay, a little bit of a weird blurb back here. Meet Pun Pun Punyama. He's an average kid in an average town. He wants to win a Nobel Prize and save the world. He wants the girl, and he has a crush. He wants the girl he has a crush on to like him back. He wants to find some porn. That's what he wants. But what does he get? Question mark. Sounds really bizarre, but like I said, I've heard good reviews about it, so I'm going to check that one out. In terms of novels that I'm picking up reading, I'm going to start Shirley Jackson's The Road Through the Wall. This is her first book that she wrote. It's her debut novel. Originally published back in 1948. About a small little town, basically along the line about the people living on a particular street called Pepper Street. And I guess their kind of quiet little small town life is interrupted when the road at the end of the street, the wall, is kind of broken down, and they're going to build a road through it into a new development. So that's going to disrupt the lives of the people in this small town. I've read already the first 15 pages of it. There was a prologue and then into chapter 1, and it was a little hard to keep track of. It was a major character info dump within those first few pages. It mentions in the back here, you know, the folks that live on the street, the Miriams, the Fieldings, the Robertses, the Ransom Joneses, and the Desmonds, just to name a few. Well, she named just about every one of them in those first few pages, and their kids, and their relations to each other, and it was just so much. I really don't know who everybody is. I'm hoping it'll all kind of unfold and organize itself in my head as I read on. But these are the two physical books I'm currently reading. I'm also still listening to Hanya Yanagihara's A Little Life. I'm on part 3 of the audio. I don't know where exactly that is in terms of the overall book. It shows like 2 hours remaining, but I think it's just within that part. It's a tough book. Just the topic. Oh, hello, the vent stopped. Hopefully you'll hear me better now. It is, yeah, the topic of what this young man Jude goes through, and the abuse and torture and stuff that he faces from a young age into his adulthood. It's just really, really tough. Oh crap, it's starting again. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, I just want to get this over with because I'm starting to sweat. So yeah, those are like the 3 main things I'm reading right now. Blue Exorcist, Shirley Jackson's book, and then Hanya Yanagihara's A Little Life. I think later today I will just kind of bury myself in the cool, air-conditioned basement and watch a nice horror. I just picked up Winchester with Helen Mirren. Love myself a good horror. Just in the mood for that. Don't want to wait till October to watch it. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this little wrap-up, update, etc. Sweat fest, whatever you want to call it. Okay, I'm out of here. See you later. Bye-bye.